Good evening, you beautiful people. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. And guess what? Today, we're going to be making an arm for our Lego man. But not just any arm. We're going to be using a cheater method that I see used all the time in different Lego man games. I've seen this used in different videos. And you know what? It's an okay method because it's close enough. Now, it looks a little funny here. But that's because the dimensions are a little off, as you'll learn later on in a video. But believe me, if you slap this into a Lego man, most people probably wouldn't even notice the difference. Like always, guys, create new. Let's go to our part design and create a new body. Usually we would start by making a sketch, but this time I want to drop a datum plane. And the easiest way to drop a datum plane is to pick an origin first. So if you look down here, it's hard to see, but there's the Y and here's the X when we're on the top. So I want to pick my YX plane, and when I click create datum plane, I get the option to create it there. The next thing I want to do is make a sketch on top of this datum plane. So I'm just going to select it here. Going to create sketch, and now I'm going to draw those bones that we measured in our last tutorial. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm just going to pick the line tool because we haven't used that in a while. Click here, remember to select it so it's on that X, our little perpendicular icon appears at the corner right there. Then we're going to go up. And the next one, I want to join to that. So again, I'm looking for that icon right here. And I'm going to go up like that. So now we're going to add some dimensions to this. So I'm actually sketching this upside down. I want this to be my shoulder. This is my elbow and this is my wrist. And the reason is because later on, when we're adding our rounded bit at the top of our shoulder and our peg, I want those centered around the origin. Believe me, there is a madness to my method. So first of all, let's click horizontal, add the constraint. And for this, I'm going to choose to go 4.6. Let's add our angle. If you remember our angle from here to here, 135 degrees. And finally, let's add this dimension. And because this isn't horizontal or vertical, we're going to have to use this guy right here. So fixed length. Select that one, and it is 4.4 millimeters. Okay, now that I got this closed up, I can actually take the datum plane and hit spacebar to hide it. And what I want to do is I want to attach another datum plane to this point right here. So when I click here at this point, you're going to see this turn green. Just this, not the line. So now I want to take my datum plane, and now it's attached to that point. But I don't want it to follow this line. I want it to be 90 degrees off. So what I want to do is select reference to, till it says selecting, and I'm going to grab this guy right here. See, I got him here, and now I have this option here that appears called normal to edge. And that's the one I want to pick. And that will make this an exact 90 degree offset. That is exactly what I want. I'm going to click OK. What I want to do is I want to put a sketch on this plane. So select here, make a sketch. And of course, as you can see, this sketch is attached to here. So now I'm going to choose my circle tool, attach it again to that center point, highlight it, and I'm going to give it a radius. Now, previous tutorial, we know that the arm actually gets thicker as it goes up in the shoulder. And you know what? We're not going to do that. We're going to pick one value for the whole thing. And this is what is very common in a cheater method. Let's just go for 4.2. So now that we have that, I can close it. Select your sketch one and select the sweep. When you select it, your object's already sketch one, and I want to select the second object. And I'm going to try to get the sketch, but you see the plane is in a way. But I could just come back here and select the sketch right there, and there you go. Look at that. It kind of looks like an arm, but not quite. But watch, there's a few tweaks to this command. And for the transform, we can either have it follow, so if you notice that this and this is perpendicular, you can go right corners, which will make them line up perfectly. And look at that, that looks even more Lego army. Finally, we can go rounded corners, which actually puts a little rounded bit right in here. I'll zoom in and I'll show you. Between right angle and rounded corners. So that's the one I want. Gonna click OK. We can come back here. We can hide that plane by hitting spacebar. So the next thing I want to do is create the shoulder here. So to do that, I can simply click on this guy, make a sketch, and see this guy. This is our center of our sketch, our origin. And look at that. This is what we want. This is beautiful. Click there to create a circle. Again, we want to snap to the origin, make it big, give it a diameter. And the diameter for this one was 4.2. And now it's perfect in line with this guy right here. Super happy about that. And now I'll just click this guy over here just to align me back up. And now I want to put a line. And I want to attach a line from here to here. This is the line I want to put down the middle. So next thing I want to do is I want to trim this edge, and trim the bottom right here. So I'm going to select my old trusty trim tool. Click on this guy here, trim. Click on this guy here, trim. Click on this guy down here, trim. And if you remember, as soon as we trim, this doesn't actually join anything. So I kind of want to select both and use our coincident constraint. Now they're joined. Then I want to select that guy, use coincident constraint. And look, we still have 2 degrees of freedom. So again, let's check this out. If we pull on this guy, nothing happens. But look, if I pull this guy down, this is where it is. And I can rotate that guy and do all sorts of things. So let's grab our fixed point object and we'll select this guy and this, of course, here. And you know what? We can either do one of 2 things. We can either join this guy back up here, or we could just give this a horizontal constraint. So since I've already have that tool selected, let's grab it here. Let's grab it here. And look at that. We are now fully constrained. That is a beautiful thing. I am loving it. And I hope you guys are too. What we're going to do to create the shoulder, of course, we're just going to do a revolve. So we'll select our little revolve tool here, click that, and it's going to say which axis. We can say the vertical sketch axis, or we can specify the x-axis. And you know what? I like to be specific. So let's go base axis here, and look at that. It wrapped that around. Now I only need it at 180 degrees, so my OCD is just going to type that in. Click OK, and look at that. That kind of looks like a shoulder now, doesn't it? So the next thing we need to do is create a hole for our hand. So let's click here and let's just make a sketch. Now look at that. Our origins is off. It's off here. Now we can calculate this in a couple different ways, but you know what? I want to do this the effective lazy man way. So let's just link to external geometry by selecting this guy right here. Select this and look at that. Because it's a circle, it will automatically give us the center reference. And now I can draw a circle and use that. Make sure I got the right one right there. And look at that. Now I'm right in the middle. So I'm going to create a diameter for the circle. And it's 2.26 millimeters. There you go. Fully constrained. Love it. And of course now what we want to do is make this into a pocket. And let's just leave it at 5 millimeters for now. And now that almost looks like a Lego arm. Well, let's face it, it kind of looks jank, doesn't it? But here's where the magic happens. Let's go to the left-hand side here, left view. And what I'm going to do is I want to make a sketch on that plane. So I'm going to create a sketch. And it asks us where we want it. And I want to go YZ right there. Okie dokie. And now I'm going to draw a box. So I'm just going to draw this box. And you know what? Let's constrain this just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is let's just add a dimension there. And I don't really care. I think that's good enough. Add a dimension there. Of course, where we have a degree of freedom left is that I can still move this whole thing around. So you know what? I'm just going to use my good old friend, create equal distance. I need access to both these points. They're hidden. Well, I got them over here. So I'm just going to use those guys. Select the command again. Click the edge. Click the edge. And click the center. And there you go. Now I'm fully constrained. I'm green. I'm happy. Everything's good. That first datum plane that we drew, let's bring that back. And there it is right there. You can highlight it. Remember that angle that we have right there between the body here and this, and it was 16 degrees. That's what I'm trying to create. So now I want to rotate this up by 16 degrees. And the way I can do that is by selecting the plane, edit the datum, and one of these will be the 16 degrees. Now, see how the z-axis is up and down? The x-axis or the y-axis here and the x-axis is there. That doesn't always align with a datum plane. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm just going to go into the view that I want, and I'm going to go around x. And I'm going to type 16, and I'm going to hit enter. And look at that, I lucked out. It tilted it by 16 degrees, just like I want it to. Now you're going to say, well, what does that do for us? Well, check this out. If I select the body, and I go recompute object, because this sketch actually exists on this datum plane, it rotated the whole thing up. And now this is all still there. It's still all aligned. Now, I don't know why, but if you try to create this hole after it's moved over, you're going to have a hell of a time getting that centered. Every time you change your degrees, like let's say we want to make it 25 or 30 and then go back to 10, it will break this constraint right here. That's why you want to do all that work before you tilt the plane. So I'm going to go back into the sketch for a second, because you know what? I kind of want to add a little bit more. Let's make it 20. I want this to span the whole distance. And lastly, let's do a pocket. You knew this was coming. And of course, we're going to go symmetric. So it's going both ways. And you know what? But you can see it doesn't go far enough over. So let's add a few more. Yeah, sure. 18 sounds good. Click OK. And look at that. Let's hide this plane. Click spacebar. And you know what? That kind of looks like a Lego arm. And that's the trick. It's not quite right, but it's close enough. So the next thing I want to do, now that we have this, is of course to create our little barb. I'm going to go to left view. And now that I'm in the left view here, I'm just going to create a sketch. And of course, this is what I want. The YZ plane. Click OK. And click OK. Let's slice this so that we only see the front. When you're creating your barb, let's just do it with a line. Remember, we need a solid box. So let's just go here, 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 and of course we want to attach these two together. And of course, you know what I want to do. I want to grab this guy here, and I want to give him a constraint. So let's make this guy vertical. Let's make this guy vertical. Let's make this guy horizontal. This guy's already horizontal. Now this guy needs to go to vertical. And of course, we need to add some dimensions. And this is what I want to do. So this line to the edge. So there's a hole in here, right? So I'm going to add this guy. And I want to go to the middle, of course. Splitting it to make it easier to see. Click here. And it's 1.82, but it's divided by half. So again, woot for laziness, 1.90. Now the next one that I dimension that I know is out to here. So you know what? I'm just going to use this one to the edge because I want to round off this corner later. So let's select this guy here. And let's select this guy here. And according to my cheat sheet, it's 4.15. And of course, we want to divide that by 2. And last but not least, I want to give this length from here to here. And this one is 3.94. And of course, we're going to divide that by 2. So now that I got this pattern here, what I want to do is I want to put a chamfer right there. So of course we got our little 2D chamfer and it's right over here. Let's select, or sorry, fillet, not chamfer. My mistake. I get those two confused a lot. And of course we want to see that doesn't look good enough for me. I want it a little bit bigger. So let's select our radius. We'll click there and it says it's 0.22. Let's make it at least 0.5. There we go. And of course, so we need some heights here. So I'm going to select this guy here. 1.14. And we get an invalid constraint. Now, what could this be? I have a feeling that it's just that this isn't big enough. So sometimes if we take this guy here and we make things really big, and let's try that. And there you go, that worked. Now the next one we want to do, this guy from here to here. And I have this height. So I'm going to select this guy here. And I'm going to select, you know what? Maybe let's select this guy right there. And it's 1.6. Click OK to close that up. And you know what we're going to do now? We're just going to rotate this around. And check that out. Now this might not look great, but remember, on a real Lego man, this guy right here is actually 5 millimeters. So he's a full millimeter larger. There's actually a little bit of a cutout in one of these. So we can actually create a sketch here and then extrude it, cut and get rid of that. Or we could just be lazy. Instead of making this 360 degrees, 330. And you know what? That's good enough. And there you go. And now we have our cutout all the way down here. And there you go. And finally, if you guys want to help me with my fight against the dreaded YouTube algorithm, please leave a like or a comment or consider subscribing. All these things help the channel get noticed. And like always, stay smart, stay safe.